Never mind the fact that my Roblox character is a rabbit from the famous Wii game, Rapid Rabbits, and the gameplay has absolutely nothing to do with anything I'm talking about. I just didn't know what I wanted to do for background as I just yapped about something that's been on my mind for the last month or so, and I like to use this channel as a way to get my thoughts out whenever I feel like I'm swimming too much in the overthinking process. So if you want to stick around and just listen to me yap, then hopefully you enjoy this video, I guess. But the main topic I kind of want to talk about for today's video is one that I wouldn't say is very unique per se, but more or less just like something that I feel like I struggle with by my lonesome, if that makes sense. I know that there's plenty of creators out there that can probably relate to this, so it's kind of part of the reason why I'm hoping maybe a video like this can help maybe other people out there. But the main thing that I feel like has been troubling me recently has been the idea or the fact that like I feel like I just don't feel as passionate about the things that I once did. And at the beginning of it all, obviously, you can probably equate to that, being some sort of like depression, because I have suffered from depression like most of my life. But, when I was like a kid, 14, 15, making YouTube videos on my old main channel, I used to have like a lot of fun. Of course, like I've always kind of had toxic coping mechanisms. So a lot of the time, whenever I would like edit, well, I wouldn't even say this is toxic, but more or less just like I used to edit to cope with what was going on in my life at the time. And making YouTube videos was an easy way to get my mind off of it. Now that not that oh my gosh, now that alone wasn't like a toxic coping method. It was just a lot of the ways that I would force myself to make a video, or beat myself up if I didn't, make a video, kind of made the whole thing really toxic for me. And I've talked about this plenty of times if you've been a longtime fan of my channel, or maybe you're just coming across this video like randomly, you don't even know who the fuck I am. But I've talked about it a lot, especially when I quit YouTube about 7 months ago, that, I fell out of love. I fell out of love for the passion of creating videos, at least the crazy videos I was doing back then. And nowadays, I just feel like I keep repeating the same process of finding something I really love. I drive it into the ground and then I burn myself out completely. I feel like I just have this problem of putting my all into something, like putting my everything into something just to drive myself up a wall only for it to just not work out in the end. I feel like I keep relearning the same lessons over and over again, and I'm a big believer that the universe will continue to give you the same lessons until you like learn it finally. But I feel like I've fatigued and fucking burnt my brain out so much to the point to where like I genuinely don't even know what the lesson might be. I feel like I've tried absolutely everything, like stripping my mind of all complicated like things, because I am an overthinker. So I try to simplify things of just like, okay, like you just got to focus on this one thing rather than 50,000 different things. You know what I mean? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I finally find success and then I just end up self sabotaging myself. And I feel like I'm just at a current point to where a lot of it just doesn't matter to me anymore. Like it is as pure as I just want to do it for fun. I still want this content creation stuff to be my full-time job, but holy shit, am I literally my own worst enemy. Like I am my own worst enemy. I feel like I have destroyed like a lot of the things that used to keep me grounded. A lot of the nostalgic feelings that I used to have making content creation, I feel like are just gone at this point. I feel like I'm a complete blank slate. And I'm not saying that as to be an inherent bad thing, because there are some good sides to it. Like I am not so tied down to the shit going on online or what's going on with this creator or what this person's doing. Like a lot of it just kind of comes down to me and what I got going on and what my community has going on, which I think is fine, because as someone who's been selfless most of my life, I feel like at a certain point, I feel like when you're kind of like you grew up like a chronic people pleaser, I feel like at some point, you do deserve to be selfish at some point. And I feel like I'm kind of in that spot in my life right now that I feel like I'm totally a lot more selfish. Not to the point to where like I disregard other people's feelings, but I just tend to spend more time by myself, spend more time doing the things that I want to do rather than forcing myself to do something someone else wants to do. And forcing is a little bit too much of an aggressive word, because like I always try to find a way to love what my friends or my like other people like want to do. It's just at the end of the day, it's just not what I may want to do at that current moment. And I feel like I am just in a very, very bad burnout, like a burnout to the point to where it's like nothing matters anymore. But it's not like a nihilistic mindset to where nothing matters, I'm not going to do anything. It's more of like absurdism. And I've talked about it plenty of times during some of my streams that I just have this mindset of nothing matters, so I'm just gonna have fun. And I feel like I am fully like leaning into the radical side of that mindset because again, I like creating stuff, but I just don't get the same oomph that I feel with it. And I know some people may suggest, oh, try new things. Dude, I am always trying new things. I am always trying to innovate. I'm always trying to come up with more creative ideas. Like, I wouldn't say like, oh, I need them to be original, but like, creativity just comes from deriving from other people's things and just like doing it in your own way. You know what I mean? And that's what I try to do. That's what I try to do. And I feel like I have been trapped within this small creator like paradigm of I have never seen, I've never touched 40K. You know what I mean? I've been doing this most of my life, and I feel very similar to some of the top creators who go through burnout or feel some way about the fans, feel some way about this or all this other shit, because I feel like I've lived through 5 different versions of myself. I don't know if, well, I do know that this definitely has to play with it, is that like growing up, I always kind of had like this cognitive distortion that I am not me, if that makes sense. Like, I know who I am, but because I was kind of like fucked up as a kid, um, it kind of just like made my thought process always go against myself. Like, you know how you always have that small little voice in your head that's like telling you all the overthinking, like all the shit that you don't want to hear, like all the overthinking things. I feel like I leaned way too much into a toxic reliance on that voice because in my mind, it's like, oh, well, it's supposed to keep me safe. But really, it's just a mirror of the way people used to treat me when I was a kid. So sometimes I feel like I'm still in that same environment, that same toxic environment, when really I'm years removed from ever being there. You know what I mean? And I'm sure some people who, have dug a little deeper into themselves can maybe relate to this, what I'm talking about here. But I feel like a lot of this has just been catching up to me. I feel like that's the main point of me wanting to just kind of yap about this, is that like I feel like this burnout is not only a burnout of like being creative, but just a burnout of myself. I am tired of the skin that I am bestowed in currently. Like, not that I want to rip it off or something, but more or less, kind of, yeah. No, I'm just kind of tired of the person that I am right now. And it has nothing to do with who I am at my core, a goofy, funny, creative, intuitive kind of person. More or less, I'm tired of overthinking. I'm tired of being constantly anxious. I'm tired of letting the depression win. I feel like it's a constant battle between 2 versions of myself, which is why my content comes off so fucking sporadic. It's like I'm constantly fighting between like this evil version of me that like wants nothing but the worst for myself, constantly runs into the same fucking ruts all the time because it's what I'm used to, but it's a toxic comfortability to the point to where I just keep repeating these same bad things because again, there's a toxic comfortability with always fucking failing. And even when I'm successful, even when I finally find something that like helps me get to a point that I want to be, it's like I don't even want it at that point because I went through so much bullshit just to get it. It's like, damn, do I even want it at this point? Like, that was kind of like what being on the main channel was like, was I finally blew up on YouTube. I was finally growing in subscribers and, I touched a bunch of milestones I never did before. But by the time I got there, I already like fought with myself so much that I was just burnt out just being successful. Like, the numbers just didn't mean anything at that point, which is so unfortunate because all I ever wanted was to be full-time, and I almost made it to full-time. And then I realized, wait, I don't even want to do this anymore. And then I moved to streaming to try to get away from this mindset, and it creeps back up like fucking William Afton from Five Nights at Freddy's. I always fucking come back, and it just creeps up on me. And I can't help all the things that's happened this year, all the bullshit things that have happened this year, which I might make another video about, or I might do a stream about, mainly. I'm kind of like talking into the air at this point. Like, I know that YouTube could recommend this to like a random person. They have no idea who I am, but like a lot of my dedicated fans follow this channel, so I think they'll know what I'm talking about when I say I'll either stream or make another video talking about this, just how shit 2025 has been. It's been it has been no kind of neutrality. It has been either the worst or the best, in its moments that it's shown. You know what I mean? Like, I've had some of the best moments of my entire content creation career, the most happiest I've been with the content I'm making, the most proudest of myself I've been, while also reaching the darkest pits of hell that I didn't even think I could fucking touch. Like, I thought there was 7 rings to this shit. Nigga, I'm on the 11th level right now. It is so fucking deep and bad. And it's like I'm walking around with like fucking 15 arrows, like I'm a Minecraft character that just went through the fucking Hunger Games. Like, I still got the arrows in my back. Like, that's how it feels coming out of this year. And it feels so unfortunate because one of my previous videos, which was 2024 is my best year, I tried to wish so much hope for this year, only for it to basically like beat me in the balls. Like just keep constantly punching me in the balls and just saying, yeah, deal with it, man. And I have been. I definitely have been. And, I do have to give myself props for surviving what I've survived. And, I would give props to anyone who's had a lot of shit happen this year. I know a lot of people have had a lot of shit happen this year. And, I hope if you're dealing with something while you're listening to this, I hope that you get through that. And whatever you have previously survived, I just want to let you know that the Rapid Rabbit from Roblox is very proud of you. But overall, all of this, I'm explaining all of this because I just feel like I always have to keep like stripping myself or resetting myself, or what some people will call an ego death, in order for me to reach a new revelation about myself. And I hate going through the process. I hate it because I feel like I always have to reset. I have to have a mental reset because I bully myself so badly to the point to where I feel nothing. I feel numb. So I have to just throw shit at the wall until I find something else to latch onto that I like. And I've done that so many different times. Like, even on my channel back in like 2022, when I even started the rap content, like I literally had this whole video called An Honest Conversation, where I literally stripped myself of everything, allowed myself to just breathe, actually came up with something I was proud of, and I blew up like within the next couple of weeks. Like, I did the same thing for 2024, stripped myself completely of all previous notions of what I need to be, and I blew up. And you would think, in my mind, in my fucking mind, I'd be like, I'm recognizing a pattern here. Whenever Invader Whisk kind of stops overthinking about something, or just goes with his gut, or just says, fuck it, I'm going to do this for fun. If it works, it doesn't, then it doesn't. It's almost like his ideas are successful. But again, I have this evil fucking version of myself that's always like, no, you got to do this to be successful. You got to do this to be successful. And if you don't do this, you're a fucking failure. Die. Like, basically, like, I'm just constantly beating myself up. And I'm sure some people may personify that as like imposter syndrome. Some people may say that that's like just anxiety talking. Like, there's a lot of personifications that, are specified to whoever's speaking. For me, I just call it an evil version of myself. Like, it's always a mental warfare going on in my head. And sometimes I just need to talk about it in order to feel better about it, or reassure myself, because sometimes my words that are in my head are not my own words. So when I'm speaking vocally and I hear myself speaking, I reassure myself that, like, wait a second, this is who I am. It's really fucking weird. I know I'm probably describing this to someone. They're just like, what the fuck? This nigga needs to get on the meds. It's like, no, it's not even like that for real. It's more or less just a personification, a mental personification of how I used to be treated when I was younger. And it's kind of an amalgamation of all those people, like, just constantly reminding me of just like, you're a failure, you're a fuck up, you're a this, you're a that. And it distorts my mind and doesn't really allow me to see how good of a person I could potentially be. You know what I mean? Because I have a lot of people around me that tell me, oh, my content has helped them, saved them, my community is safe for them. And I really enjoy that. But I feel so bad because I feel like I can never fully take that in, because I don't feel like I am responsible for that, and it's really hard. And again, maybe this is just another complicated, like, this is just a complicated explanation that I'm suffering through imposter syndrome right now. But like I said, everyone has their own ways of explaining things. And currently, right now, where I'm at, I am still going to put out positive vibes and good energy for next year. Because that's the most that us humans can do, is just keep going. Even when shit is not going the way that we want it to, the least we can do is keep going. So I overall just kind of wanted to benchmark my thought process currently, because I like to do that. I have many videos on my main channel and this channel of just kind of benchmarking where I'm at currently. I had this one video a couple of months ago where I talked about being scared of being forgotten. I kind of low-key forgot. I kind of forget what I talk about in these videos. I just yap and I record, yap, and then stop recording, and then I upload them, and then I just never look at them again. But it resonated with a lot of people. So I'm hoping that this video also can help resonate with some other people that are going through the same thing that I'm going through. And I would hope that my resolution going into the next year is to actually just fully trust my gut and stop letting myself fall victim to myself. Like, I feel like I have to make that my resolution every fucking year, and I feel like I keep having to remind myself. But healing has never been healing has never been a linear path. Forgiving yourself has never been a linear path. So it's always nice to have people around you or yourself remind yourself of how proud you should be that you made it this far. And regardless of the fact that I may not be exactly where I want to be, creative wise, or, as big as I would hope to be, I do sometimes get like little tiny envious feelings when people start YouTube like within the year and they're already at like 200K. And I'm like, damn, like what did I do wrong? But, comparing apples to oranges, everyone's story is different. Maybe there's a reason why I'm going through what I'm going through so that I can become the person that I can become. So when it's finally my time, my spot is special because I worked and manifested that. And that's what I'm hoping for. That's even when shit is as fucking gloomy as it may be, it's always good to find the small things and to celebrate them and to be proud of yourself for those. And that's what I'm going to try to do within this next month, obviously, because we're still in 2025. So it's good to adopt a do it right now mindset rather than I'll do it later mindset. Because the more you kind of adopt that, the more productive you just naturally become. So I would like to start doing that currently throughout December and continuing it through 2026. I'm hoping for consistency. I'm hoping for good health for not only me, but anyone watching this and all of my friends. And I overall would just like to fucking finally defeat this version of myself, truly, because it's ruining a lot of things for me. It truly is ruining a lot of things for me. And overall, I think battling this imposter syndrome has been probably the biggest hurdle of 2025, and just poisoning YouTube for me, almost poisoned streaming for me, which is currently why I'm on break. For anyone that is in the Discord, I've been on break from streaming on purpose. It's not like I'm being lazy or anything. I'm on this break on purpose because I need to regroup. I need to recuperate myself, and I need to just let these things go. I need to learn how to let go. I need to learn how to forgive these things. I need to learn how to move forward. And I don't feel like I can I can't put my best foot forward in the public eye if I don't have these things figured out just yet. So, hopefully you guys can give me some time. I will be back for the couple of streams that we do have planned for December, like the Erkin Awards, because we've done a lot this year, chat. We've done a lot this year. Oh my God, chat, dude. Oh, fuck, I miss streaming. God damn it. We've done a lot. We've done a lot this year. Erkin Awards. I have an album dropping with a couple of people from the Discord server within a couple of days. Like, there's still shit going on. There's still shit to be proud of. And regardless of if I started this video negative, there's a little crescendo kind of going on here where like I started off very negative and now I'm trying to talk very positive, but that's kind of, again, what it's like just hearing myself speak. It's like, oh, this is who I actually am, not this fucking evil version of me that keeps talking negatively in my head. But overall, I just kind of wanted to get those thoughts out that I feel very fucking numb. But I'm still trying. I'm still trying to find happiness within the things that I love and within myself. And we are not all perfect. Numbers does not make you a better person. And just because you see, content creators be successful or they're rich or whatever the case may be, does not mean that they are not struggling. You know what I mean? We're all humans at the end of the day. And it's okay to forgive yourself. It's okay to change your opinions. And it's okay to, get away from the things for a while. Get away from social media. It's definitely not good for your health. That's probably like my biggest boomer take growing up. You know what I mean? Because I grew up on the internet, like half chronically online, half like, because I was that generation that like still played outside, but, was also pretty chronically online and shit. So I had like the balance of both before COVID. As someone who's 20, about to be 21 next month, social media is not good for your brain, bro. Trust me, bro, because you're great the way you are, but social media will make you feel like a bundle of fucking useless sticks, So overall, I think that's kind of it. I just kind of wanted to ramble about imposter syndrome. That's probably what I might I might name this that. I might name this that. Well, I don't even know if it's imposter syndrome because a lot of it just kind of comes down to cognitive distortions. Oh my god, imposter syndrome and cognitive distortions. That shit sounds like I'm emotionally intelligent or something. But like I said, I just kind of wanted to benchmark where I'm at currently, and yeah, shit is not linear. No, nigga, I am not buying your fucking private server.